movieweb.com.
See, not looking that good this year, do they, Curtis?
He was a hero who lost his way.
I used to play football in high school. I was pretty good, too.
She was a loner who didn't belong.
Is this like the nerd table or something?
Ma, everyone hates me.
Curtis, I need your help. It's about your niece, Jasmine.
What's wrong with her?
I really need somebody to hang out with her.
I don't even like kids.
Don't you know she's still waiting on her no-good daddy to show up?
Go get Dr. Phil or the dog whisperer.
Who are you here for?
Jasmine Plummer.
Would you like to tell the kids what you do?
You know, I did all kind of entrepreneurial endeavors.
He sold makeup.
It wasn't makeup. It was beautification products.
This is such a tremendously inspiring film, you know, for young people, for black people, for a young black girl in this kind of role. Cube, what brought you to this story? What made you decide to produce this movie?
Just the fact that it was a true story, you know, and it wasn't, you know, make-believe fantasy. And, you know, I thought it was a perfect, you know, way to show two people, you know, who kind of had low self-esteem at the beginning to, you know, show through a game like football or just finding out what you do and finding out your talent, how it can just build you up and build up your self-esteem and give you your swagger back. And that's kind of the things that drew me to this movie. And plus, it's football. You know, I gotta love it.
Kiki, you're taking some hits in this movie. You're throwing some deep balls. You're wearing the pads. What's it like to be the girl practicing with these guys and having to be the star on field?
Man, it was pretty cool. I had never experienced anything like that before. You know, I've never played football or really thought too much of it. And when I did the movie, I did the best thing I could to learn everything I could to look like a real quarterback and, you know, to try my best to put my all into it and maybe even learn a little something that I didn't know. And I think I did pretty good.
One of my favorite parts of the film, beyond the personal character story, is the town of Mendon, you know, the preacher, how everybody kind of rallied together. Talk about filming those scenes. Is that the actual town where the story took place, or were you just going for a good small town vibe?
Well, you know, it took place in a small town, not Mendon, but it did take place in Illinois. We just wanted to have that vibe of, you know, two people who, and a community that's kind of, you know, limping along, and here goes one story, one, you know, girl that people kind of dismiss. Here she go. She brings the town together through, you know, this, you know, being a novelty act in a way and playing football. So, you know, all those things to me help make the story, you know, well-rounded and, you know, a good movie to do.
Now, in the breadth of your career, you've done a lot of films, right? A lot of action films, and now recently you've gone to a trend of more family-friendly films. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to go family-friendly? Is it more of a demographic shift, or is that something that you want to do as a producer and an actor?
Well, you know, I just felt like being in the business over 20 years that it was time to reach out to my fans' kids, you know, to keep the continuity in the family. You know, a lot of people tell their kids about Ice Cube, but I wanted to have something that the kids could be a part of, and you know, hopefully I can keep a fan. You know, so you know, I did Are We There Yet? Are We There Yet was real successful. People loved it. Then Are We Done Yet came out, and this movie, which is slightly different because those are broad comedies. This is more of a drama, you know, with a lot of lighthearted moments. So, you know, this movie was slightly different, and I jumped on it. It's a great movie, and it keeps me in that family-friendly realm. Nothing bad about that. Let's do it.
Star is Rising, you're singing, you're doing all this great stuff. What's it like to work with, you know, people who can direct, act, and rap and sing like Fred Durst and Ice Cube? What do you learn from those guys on set?
If they can do, I feel like whenever I work with somebody that's doing more than one thing or doing more than one thing successfully, it just makes me feel like, you know, I can do that too. As long as I keep working hard, I can achieve so many things and still be on top of them all.
The Long Shots.
I wouldn't be cut dead playing football.
That's because if you were playing football, you'd be dead.